Alright, so I thought I would do a quick February wrap up. I did read a lot of books in February. I'm pretty proud of that. So let's just get right into it, shall we? The first book that I finished in February was The Carrion by Ada Limon. This book was a collection of poems. I checked it out from the library, so I do not have it anymore to show you, unfortunately, and I don't know how to do the picture thing. I'm sorry, whatever. Um, anyways, that's what it looks like, the one in the middle. Um, anyways, so I think I gave it 5 stars. I think it was my first 5-star book of the year. Yeah, it's my first 5-star book of the year. It was a really, really, really gorgeous collection of poems. I'm not well read when it comes to contemporary poetry, so there might be better stuff out there, but who dog it this was a really good collection of poetry. One of the things I did notice about it that was really, really powerful, I think, was I'm not sure if like Limon was really sticking to a meter or anything. I can do scansion, so I don't know. But when you read the poems out loud, like the rhythm just sounded right. And when I finished with that poetry collection, and I went back to some of the poems that I had written in college that I had thought were really good, they did not have that rhythm. That they didn't have any rhythm. So that's something that I will work on with my own poetry going forward. Oh my god, I need a tissue. Next, I read the entire Across the Universe trilogy by Beth Revis in February. So this is the trilogy, all 3 books. They're not in order. I don't care. So I had previously read the first 2, Across the Universe and A Million Suns. I recalled reading Across the Universe. I had literally no memory of reading A Million Suns. I didn't know that I'd read it before until I went to update it on Goodreads, and lo and behold, I had written a review. I don't even recall having read it. So, that's a good, it's a good indication of how well I would recommend this series. I gave, I think, all of them 3 stars except for the last one. The last one I gave 2 stars. Yeah, like, so these books, they were enjoyable. I read them really quickly. They were entertaining, not enjoyable. They were entertaining. They were like popcorn, you know, like. That being said, I would not recommend them unless you're like really interested, or say like when you had previously read the first one and you want to know where the series goes. I don't personally think it's worth it, but if you want to, I mean, I wouldn't stop you. Yeah, so the first book, Across the Universe, follows 2 characters, Amy and Elder. Amy has been cryogenically frozen with her parents and is on a ship to a new planet, and the ship's journey will take 300 years. Elder has been born on this ship, and he's like destined to be the ship's next leader. Amy is woken up from her cryogenic freezing before they reach the planet, and also someone is going around and murdering some of the other people who have been cryogenically frozen. So, that sounds like a fine plot on its own, right? But the problem is, like, there's like 15 other like major things that happen in this book, and what I feel like the series' problem is that Revis just wanted to do so many things that she couldn't really focus and linger on the consequences of any one thing. And I think that comes out really powerfully in this one conversation towards the end of the second book. And I won't spoil you, but Amy and Elder are talking about the person who is doing the murdering in the first book, and Amy's contention is that he doesn't deserve a second chance at life. And Elder says, "You're right. Some people don't deserve a second chance. But the person who did the murdering," I pause, unsure of how to explain. "He was wrong, yes. But it's not like he went on a murdering spree or something. He had a reason. He acted out of fear." So that's what Elder says. And I read that and I was like, it's exactly like he went on a murdering spree. That is what happened. That's exactly what happened. And Amy didn't immediately respond by saying that. And I feel like Revis doesn't even realize that one of her characters described exactly what happened and then said, it's not like that's what happened. But that's exactly what happened. This person who did the murdering murdered people. He went on a murdering spree. That is what occurred. And so instead of Amy and Elder discussing the reasons that person had, the reasons that Elder had mentioned, the fact that he acted out of fear, instead of them discussing that and the actual differences of opinion that they have regarding that, instead I'm over here wondering, like, why Elder literally just described what happened and then said it didn't happen that way, right? Like, and yeah, and then the third book just like went ahead and explained some shit that I didn't think needed explaining, and it did it badly. And I mean, it was supposed to be serious, but I was just laughing because it was just ridiculous as fuck. I didn't even care that I'm holding it upside down because it's what it deserves. Okay, all right, yeah. So glad I read that series. Glad I don't have to think about it anymore. Probably gonna get rid of those. Let's see, what did I read next? Next up, I read The Essex Serpent by Sarah Perry. The Essex Serpent has been a booktube darling over the past couple of years. Everyone and their mother has read it and loved it, and I understand why. Right, like the writing is beautiful. The characters are really realistic. Like the discussion of science and religion and like myth and all that. It's all really interesting. It's all really interesting and really good, right? So, like, I get it. I get why everyone loves it. I just, it wasn't the book for me when I read it. And so I only gave it 3 stars because I didn't love it. But I do get why everyone else loves it, and I don't think anyone who hyped it on BookTube was wrong to do so. It's clearly a well executed. It's a great book. It is probably a 4 or 5 star book. Period. Just for me, it wasn't what I was interested in, so I gave it 3 stars. It was a 3-star book for me. But like legitimately, it's a really good book. So if you want to read it, go for it. Next up, I reread Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban by J.K. Rowling. We all know this. Honestly, I think the movie's better. I think the movie's better paced. I think the movie's better. There were some parts of the book that I hadn't recalled. There was definitely more interactions between Lupin and Snape that I thought were really interesting. It's just, yeah. Anyways, a great book. Always nice to reread Harry Potter. So, I mean, that was just a fun thing to do, even though the movie's better, obviously. I gave that 5 stars, so obviously it's Harry Potter. Next up, I read The Little Prince by, I should have looked this up before I started, Antoine de Saint-Exupéry. I took 5 years of French. That's the best I can do. Anyways, so this book, it's a children's book. It's a very sweet, charming little children's book. It's very sad. I'm not sure what lesson children are supposed to derive from how this book ends, but it's a very sweet, like wonderful, sad little book. Yeah. I mean, I may or may not have read this as a child. I don't recall. I have brain damage. So yeah. Do I need to explain this to you? Maybe I do. So if you, like me, did not or do not recall if you read this as a child, it follows a man, an aviator, who crashes his plane in the Sahara Desert and encounters the little prince, who tells the aviator his story. He lived on another planet, asteroid B612, and he had a flower there, but he got angry with his flower, so he left to go exploring, and he visited a lot of other planets, and he finally came to Earth, and he's been on Earth for a year, and he is trying to get back to his own planet, shall we say. Yeah, so that's what happened there. And the last book that I read in February was The Sasquatch Hunter's Almanac by Sharma Shield, and that's what that one looks like. I do own it. It's just I gave it to my brother when I was finished reading it, so he has it right now. Yeah, I gave it 4 stars. It was a really weird book, but it was really enjoyable. I read it in like a day and a half, so I mean it was a real experience. So the Sasquatch Hunter's Almanac follows a boy named Eli. When he's very young, his mother walks out on him with Mr. Krantz, who may or may not be Sasquatch, and then the book follows Eli. Well, it doesn't really follow Eli. It like follows Eli's life as he continues his search for Mr. Krantz, and how that like affects like his family and like his wives and his children, and you know, shit happens to them too. There's like some other like just like random magical shit that's going on that's not really connected to the Sasquatch thing. Unless maybe it is. I don't know. It was really weird and I really liked it. So yeah. So all in all, I think February was a pretty successful reading month for me. Yeah, I'm like 5 books ahead of my Goodreads goal, which is nice. It's nice to have a bit of a lead because you know it's not gonna last. Yeah. So I'm gonna sign off now and continue reading, trying to keep hold of the lead that I have. All right? Okay. See you later. Bye bye.